What's up? So I have a few things to tell you about. One thing's kind of a good thing, one thing's kind of a bad thing as a result of the good thing. One, I feel much better today. Holy crap! Um, which is exciting because it means my brain will be a little bit more intact versus what it used to, what it was the past probably 5 days. That if you've been looking at any of these videos, and so the downside is that Canva, I've realized that if you, because I'm basically screen recording in Canva into Canva and then downloading that and then uploading it onto YouTube. And so apparently, if you break up your screen recordings in Canva, it does this weird thing where it zooms in on an image. I don't know why that happens. I caught it in the last video or the video before last, and I downloaded it again and then re-uploaded it. And for some reason, the way it renders in YouTube, something with the how Canva's doing the codec, I have no idea how it all works. But essentially, like it's happening in YouTube, it's not happening in Canva. So from Canva downloading and then uploading to YouTube, something's happening where in one section of the video, same thing for the last video, you'll see like it'll be zoomed in on a corner of the browser window. And so I'm not sure why that's happening, but I'll do my best to try and just do these all in like one go, especially now that I feel better. Because sometimes I was leaving to go blow my nose or something like that. Okay, so because I feel better, yesterday and the other downside is that I've done a lot of like work, mainly because with Stripe, I wasn't sure how to use it yet, and I've seen so many complaints, and so I wanted to figure out how I was going to use it first, and then in another project, in a future project, I'll kind of walk you through the Stripe because I didn't know where the APIs were going to be. I didn't know how I was going to have to use the APIs. I found out something that I did not know, which is just because you have a database doesn't mean that you can run Stripe on it. I had no idea. Thought it was just like a webhook thing, but apparently like you have to like use like DigitalOcean or AWS to run the backend database live or something. I can't code, and so we don't want to build anything up that crazy. Like we're just trying to build like an initial product and MVP to test it first, to kind of validate what we're building, see how far we can get with there, and then go out and try and like hire an engineer to like push this even further. And so so I did a bunch of work to pull those back. So now they're basically payment links. Another thing I did was I implemented just a new way of thinking through the hiring process. I gotta change this. This is so kind of lame. Um, but essentially, like this is the thing, and then of course I deployed it to Netlify, which I'll go through in another project. But right now I'm working on these three here. And so I had at ChatGPT just basically my thing to ChatGPT was like, okay, so you give me all the stuff about reference checks, right? But like change how you even perceive that. Um Here I put like almost change their aperture and perspective of hiring and how reference checks play a part in better hiring decisions and stronger organizational development. Essentially, what I wanted to do was position reference one not as a reference checking software. I want to position it as the last step into making your organization better, stronger, more profitable. So it changes. It's like if you want your organization to succeed in the next 5 years, use reference check or you use reference one. If you just want a reference checker, just use another reference checker. That's not what we do. We essentially help you find the missing pieces. Here, hiring is not just finding the best resume; it's about understanding the whole person. The best teams are built on trust, alignment, and cultural fit, not just skill sets. Um, Reframe the role of reference checks as a core hiring advantage rather than a risk mitigation step. That was a key one. Um, the old way is reference checks are just formality to confirm employment history, and it kind of confirmed, that what you learned in an interview is exactly what someone would see. I don't like that. I think it's I think you should be looking for, like, here it kind of nailed it. That's why I didn't have any crazy like things. It's a predictive data point. How someone has worked with someone else with your context for your job and how your culture is, ha- knowing how someone works with someone else is a predictive data input on how they might work within your context that you know. The reference doesn't need to know your context. Not really. I mean, it would be helpful, but at the end of the day, a great reference check is essentially seeing into the future. And so that's what I wanted to kind of shift, because I was rereading and rethinking, like, okay, how am I going to position this reference one product? And it's like, no, by this is just a new experience to begin with, but we need to kind of we need to break away from just like, oh, it's just a reference check. And so, we're going to, like, the hero section is going to say, change how you hire. We, resumes don't tell the full stories, but we do. So we just really want to change it. We do want to change it and turn reference checking into a hiring advantage. Um, and so that's kind of what we're building. Just to let you know, that's what we're seeing. And so you can see the difference, like the difference between, how I went about building this up, is just a little different from what you saw previously, which is a landing page. Because sure, this is going to be, here, I'm going to change this real quick. This one right here, I really love. The difference between a good hire and a great hire. They don't just fill a role, they build for the future. Okay, I need to change that last one. No, I realize it just says the same thing. So which one is it? I love that. This last one, the reputation precedes them. Okay, so we need to basically ensure that this is going to say what I need to say. So hard not to pause because I'm like I'm reading I'm not reading the code because I can't code, but I'm reading what the code is saying to try and make sure that I understand where to find this. And the reason that I'm copying and pasting it and then wasting tokens on things like this is because the app, like Bolt, wasn't rendering the current version of the landing page. And I think that's the error that it caught. It was like something was happening with the import or the export in the landing page component. And so it was actually showing me the code of a previous build of this landing page. And that was making it so that I couldn't edit it. Oh, see, here it is right here. It's still doing it. And I first noticed it when I was looking at 157 lines of code, and I was like, the code was way longer than that. And these are wrong. So that's kind of where I am now. So I'm using it because something's wrong with how it's rendering in this application. But when I go to deploy it, it'll deploy correctly. But yeah, the information just won't be correct. So unfortunately, I'm having to burn some tokens. Bit. So this is part of the reason why you kind of use, if you're building a MVP, you really want to use the tools that you have. Like for an MVP, you're not 100%. I'm not saying that you're not trying to get it perfect. I'm just saying you want to build to the quality that you need to build in order to get the point across that you build quality. And sometimes it depends on the product that you're building. Sometimes it depends on the space you're building in. Revita is in healthcare, so that's, but we're consumer focused, so we haven't had to build things that like would stand comparison against Epic or some of these like larger EHRs, which is electronic health record platforms, if you didn't know. But for these younger ones, like Reference One, we're going to sell to startups because now it's not happening like it used to. So Reference One probably would have been a great product in 2022 when everyone was getting all types of see, this has been happening. Okay, I need to roll this back. Okay. All right, so I thought I could get away with it for a while, and I could not. Let's roll it back one more. Okay, so this is actually one of the second times I've had to do this. So I'm gonna go ahead and just like change right now. What the information on the landing page that I want and that is rendering in preview is not being reflected in the code for the landing page. Essentially, what's happening is that every now and again it'll revert back to the old landing page. And it's because there's multiple versions of the landing page in the application. So if you see this, it should be about 300 lines of code. Okay, I'm going to do something that I really do not want to do. I am going to restart the browser. When this happens, you lose some of your context window, which is why you really don't want to do that. That's also why you have this document right here to keep all your chats. And so as you see here, I just went through billing. So billing is done. I just need to connect all the dots now. And also, which references? Yep. Okay, so it's deployed. Get a look of how it looks right here. That's what the landing page is gonna look like. It's gonna be pretty simple. Should not say get started free. Let's go and find. It's here. It should say get a free check. Should say get a free check. Oh, what did I just change then? Okay, let's go to the landing. Where is it? Components, pages, landing. Okay, great. So now we got where we're supposed to go. Great. Uncover build for the future. So you see, it must have been caching, which I still don't quite know what that means. It's funny, you learn a lot of different terminology when you've been doing this long enough. So I think it was caching a bit. I think what was happening is that, I mean, you all saw it. Down here, it was only at 157 lines of code, and it said something like, trusted by companies worldwide, it was the text that it was saying, and that was from an old build, the previous build that you saw in a previous video. So after I tried twice to say, hey, something's wrong with the code, showing up something that shouldn't be here, fix it. After I did that, I think I did it twice, maybe just once. I realized that it might just be caching information from my web browser tab. Like the web browser was overruling what I was telling it. And so then I went in and just reset the web browser. And look, it's saying what it should say. So now we gotta find this build for the future. I didn't do any of these shadows, by the way, or any of these icons. I did say I wanted to be more beautiful, which sometimes you just gotta ask it to be more beautiful, and it'll sometimes do it for you. Build for the future. Oh, that's not what it'll say though, right? Resumes, highlight, blast roles. Build for the future. Okay, so what if I can just find in here? Build for the future. Okay. They don't just fill a role, they build for the future. Cool. That's where I need to be. I'm going to take this text, take that. Yes, I may complain about this before, but I cannot stand that it does that. Okay, that's built for the future. And then gain deep insights. I'm going to change that whole thing. I'm going to change that to maybe the reputation precedes, because I don't think I'm going to be able to fit them in there. I'll just keep it to 3 words. And then we'll put sometimes I gas up ChatGPT just so that it tries to, feel itself a little bit. So I put, give me 3 more versions that are so incredible that they will make the reader want to save it and look at it later because it's so profound. What I'm trying to get is just inspiration. I want it to go, a good hire fits the job description, a great hire rewrites it. See. That's what I go for. That's why you try to hire them. A good hire does what's expected. A great hire change what's expected. Some candidates execute well, others. Ooh, okay, it's cooking a bit. Good hire brings skills. A great hire brings momentum. That's the what was it? Barrels and ammunition that Keith Raboy talks about. Okay. Okay. I wonder if I can blend the two from here. All right. So let's see. What that feels like. Okay. All right. So we got a couple of things. Basically, repeatedly saying that this person is good at their job. Is there anything else that we want to change about sex? Where am I? Oh, okay. From here on out, I gotta memorize. I just typed in "don't just." That's not it. Oh my gosh, are you serious right now? I got to read all of this line of code? Where was that? Oh, because I didn't actually spell don't just. 274. Okay. The candidate. So last one, every team been a part of. Accelerant to achieving your mission. Okay, cool. I just leave that there. All right, we're getting a little too far into that. Also, I think I said this before. We started this part, and then we are going to go ahead and play that. All right. So let's keep cooking. Here we go. The reason that we did user management and all that stuff was, one, we need to figure out how it would feel, first of all. And two, we need to also oh shoot. Did I save my Netlify password finally? Okay. I was going in and change what this is so that I can remember what it was when I get there. But I never make it like easy because someone can just look at that and guess it. So I wouldn't put like reference one because then someone can see what I'm working on before I'm ready. But this helps. Okay, cool. And the reason this looks that way is because it is naturally going to be responsive. That makes sense because I literally just changed it 2 seconds ago. So this is what it'll look like. So if you change the size of this, it'll change that. I like that. I like how it shimmers when you hover over it. I wish I could make this move, but I'm not quite there yet, and it couldn't do what I needed to do, which is like, hey, if I give you a link or a video or whatever, like just show that video. Is like you have to host it somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to log in real quick. I want to see what it looks like. We use the studio's ID. And then let's just put like access. I usually just do that. I know how to get in to this test account. Okay, cool. That's why I love. That's why you do this. I got an error trying to set up a new user account. So let's see if we can figure out how to fix that. Because I should be able to set up a user account right here. Allow new users to sign up via email. See what happened. Okay. No, I don't want to set up a new migration. Okay, so this is something that you don't want it to keep. What? Why'd you add usage tracking fields to? Why? I don't know why you needed that information. Usage tracking. Okay. I am struggling because there are certain things that I'm about to try, and I need to probably manually update the user tiers so that I can see like what's actually happening. And the reason I say this is because like I know that certain tiers have access to certain features and some don't. Like pay as you go, I don't think you can get detailed reports on a candidate, or it's expensive, and so because it wants you to get into the other stuff, and so I need to test out to make sure that knowing that people can only get access to what they can. So that's one of the reasons why I'm setting up a user base. The other thing is that I need to make sure I need to do the first I need to do the first like candidate to make sure that this app works. Can you? Okay, so now we're about to run through database error handling. Um, this should not be happening. This hasn't happened with any of the other applications that I've spun up. And so the fact that it's happening on the one that I'm like trying to explain, and also it's happening on the one that I'm going to like try commercially is a little annoying. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to just save this to the clipboard. Okay. I don't think I have to deploy it every time, do I? I might have to. The reason why I want to not use the preview window is because sometimes things don't render in the preview window. Yeah, I don't know what those errors are, but what is that? Sign up error. Yeah, the auth API. Yeah, this is the most annoying phrase. I see the issue. When you're coding, if you're non-technical, this will happen a lot, and you have to realize that it's. I've said this before. It's like an intern. You really have to specify because in your head you're like, why would there should not be an issue? I should be able to sign up on this platform. Don't don't tell me that this platform is even usable until a user can sign up. Um, yep, have it again. So we're just gonna let this like figure out its own thing. Um, All right, I'm going to try this one more time. If it doesn't work, then I'm going to end this video, and then I'll have to do a bunch of troubleshooting. All right, cool. So I did say that so on the onboarding a long time ago, while I wasn't showing you, I said when someone logs in for the first time, I want them to see a modal that says, you get 2 free candidates, and they get 2 reference checks. I did not expect for it to look like this. This is kind of cool. Okay, so now now that we're in, we've seen some things, right? Like on the user profile, the user should be able to change. Oh, hold on. The user profile in the user profile page. Let's do this the right way. The email address that should be in the place of the user is the user email that was created for the login. The company field should be blank. The title field should be blank. The name field should be blank. There should be a edit profile icon or button that allows the user to change their to add or change their name, their title, or their company in a separate area of that page. The user should be able to edit their login information, which is also their email and password for the application. If they change the login information in the user profile, it should also be changed in the user authentication within Supabase so that their data candidates, job description, open positions, billing information, tiers goes to whatever log user chooses. Okay, so this last paragraph, I'm just kind of playing around because I don't know if that's exactly how I would explain it, but essentially I'm saying, hey, like all this information over here should be changeable. However, I want this email, if it's if it's the same email that they logged in or created this account for, this email shouldn't be up here because I don't want someone to change in their login email and not realize it's actually tagged to their password. So move the email and the password to one area and then move the company name and title to another area so that they aren't, no one's accidentally mixing and matching what they're going to do here. So now we got, and by the way, now we are logged into the application, right? So now we can start testing out things like if I create a job description, when I go into Supabase, is it going to show yep, okay. There's my there's my user. And then I wouldn't be surprised if I'm not there. Oh, there I am. Pay as you go. Stripe customer ID. Okay, has seen the welcome email. Okay. If I put that as false, I wonder if that would show me again the welcome email. Good to know. Okay, cool. So pay as you go is the right one tier. Okay. So yep, we're gonna add those. Okay, we go here. Oh, cool. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to real quick, I'm going to test this out by saying false. Did I say that? I'm going to say false. So when I log in to this, cool. Okay. I just want to be sure. Okay, cool. Don't want title, company. So what we're going to do in Stripe is we're actually going to activate I do a bunch of stuff here, dude. It's not even funny. It's kind of gross. We are going to where was this? I'm trying test mode. Oh, that is not what I was hoping for. I was hoping it was going to keep the stuff that I had. Okay. Never mind. I was hoping it was going to keep the stuff that I had. That's okay. I would like to create the customer portal. But I don't know where that is in Stripe's interface. Okay, I'll do that later. Cool. you can remove billing history. We're not going to use that yet because in trying to do Stripe, we realized that it wasn't working the way we wanted to. And payment method. Now, I really actually do need to do that now so I can close the loop. How would I create customer portal in Stripe? I'm just going to do it a little bit off screen for a second. So I'm not just clicking around. Okay, so essentially what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to make sure that because I went through and did a bunch of customer portal stuff. But I didn't actually activate it. And so now I have, and so now I'm on this site and I'm going to say, you move the history of payment method from the sub page and instead add this link to a button that says manage your account or manage. I like manage billing. I like management. Managed billing's fine. All right. On this note, I'm going to go ahead and say see you later. I got to do some more stuff, but I think this is a good 54 minutes. Yeah, this is a good length of a video.